How to program a brush or broom. How to make a program. Don't have samples on hand. It's difficult to program a good pattern. Is there any tips for fast programming? Cannot AF holes precisely. Any tips to avoid hole deviation? Today, let's find out. Hi there! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mei Feng from TOPSTAR Brush Machine. Today, let's talk about programming. This is a very important lesson. It relates whether you produce a beautiful product. As I said in the first episode that different products use different ways, different functions. No matter what brush or broom, there are some programming rules you should obey. Rule number 1. Create an archive. Create an archive is imperative. However, sequence is not unchanged. You can build up an archive in the first step, or you can save the archive after programming or during programming. Rule number 2. Zeroing. Zeroing is imperative to have precise coordinate data before programming. Do you remember how to do zeroing? Yes, let the tufting head and drilling head return to the high position before returning to 0. Rule number 3. The standard for the hole alignment is to use the tufting head to aid at holes. If there are 2 tufting heads, use the left tufting head. In actual operation, for the integrated drilling and tufting machine, we usually use realist drilling head, the drill bit, to aid at hole. Therefore, we put a referring brush block on the clamp which is right under the realist drilling head. A referring block is something that with hole pattern or with pattern drawings on it. Rule number 4. Set up a start point. What is a start point? A start point is where the tufting head will not hit the workbench when the tufting head is adjusted to the lowest position, and where it is easy to place brush block. Rule number 5. Lower the tufting head to the lowest position. Alignment requires the tufting head is at the lowest position, not at high position. Rule number 6. Enter the teach interface and program hole pattern. For some brushes or brooms with injection holes, it is recommended to align holes one by one. For products that need to be drilled, some functions can be used to quickly program. For example, use the linkage axis to divide the distance and angles of front and rear holes, such as brooms, scalp brushes, etc. Use the expansion functions to expand an entire hole pattern according to one or some basis points, such as cylinder brushes, disc brushes, etc. It should be known that during the hole arrangement process, try to make the height of each hole at the same standard line. The same standard line is not at the same height. What is it? It is to make the surface of brush block just touch or 1 mm away from the drill bit or the tufting needles when you use any of them to aid at holes. This is very necessary for the next rule. Rule number 7. Adjust the depth of tufting. Each machine has a different structure. Some have a machine head that can move up and down, and some have a workbench that can move up and down. Regardless of which one, the depth of drilling and tufting should be adjusted based on the tufting head. At the same time, if the height of each hole is not at the same standard line in the rule number 6, it is necessary to realign the height and then uniformly adjust the depth of tufting. That's the 7 main rules for today's video. You may say, that's it? It sounds simple. Yes, that's it. But there are many details to pay attention to the actual operation. Due to time constraint, also because each brush is different and use different functions, use different settings, I can only list a few common important rules here. However, in TOPSTAR's tutorials, we have made training videos and manuals based on each customer's actual product, and each step is explained step by step. Don't worry about not being able to learn it. We have turned learning brush machine into a simple program like 1 + 1 = 2. Follow me to learn more about brush machine operations. Practice makes perfect. If you have a brush machinery but are not good at programming, practice more again and again. You will find your own way to do it better. If you haven't bought a brush machine yet and want to start a brush business, don't hesitate to contact me for machine prices and order details. I'm Mei Feng, create value, provide value. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye.